Okay, here we go. I'm about to take place in a daily race C. Currently I'm driver class C, but I'm in a D lobby. I'm starting in third position. For this race I wanted to start, do a bit of a one-stop strategy, so starting on the medium tyres, planning to stop around lap 8 once I get low on fuel, and fill up on fuel and change to the compulsory hards. In this race you're going to see a fair bit of dirty driving, so as we kick off I get the run on Shizzle pretty fast. Not sure if that was auto drive or just a kick-off start screw up. Going into first corner I brake a little bit too early. There's a trio of cars behind me, but I managed to keep up with BHRB1 and we kind of settle into position 2. Jumping ahead in lap 1, it's probably the first point of a contention. I have Dirty past me rather aggressively on the inside there, promptly named Australian in the white Mustang. Most of this lobby is Australian, it seems. Coming up to the last corner we see I possibly brake a little bit too late, nearly go into the back of him and have to swerve to avoid him to go wide. Fast forward to this middle section, this is where my race came a bit unstuck. I noticed I was typically faster than most through this section, but I was slower in the back end of the lap. Here I go a little bit wide and just touch the ripple strip, but this makes me go narrow there and I hit the orange sausage and into the wall. I save it, but it does mean I'm now about to be swarmed by P4 and P5, GT4 and Hilton Man. So in that one mistake, I'm now down to P4. I've lost my gap. I give the Hyundai a bit of a tap there and for some reason drop down to second. Not sure why I did that. To lap 3 and into turn 1, and major braking there. I managed to avoid him and save it, but now we're 3 wide going into turn 2. I get a little tap from, I believe it was Hilton Man, and I managed to somehow come out on top there. Everyone's given a bit of a bump and shove behind me. Skipping ahead, coming up to the straight, I'm quite vulnerable here with 2 people behind me in the tow. I try to be defensive and stay on the inside, and GT4 pulls off a spectacular outside pass and gets it done very well. But this is where everything falls apart. We've got the Beard sitting behind me, who doesn't seem to like that. He gives me a little nudge there. I know he's there, then another one, and I'm in the wall. So taking a look at that from another angle, we can see I'm there up in front. GT4 manages to pull off the outside maneuver as we come around the sharp corner. The Beard's got plenty of room here on the outside. Gives me a tap, I know he's there, but then feels I required 2 more. So I set off in my newly found position of P11. Great fun. And this just unravels a few unfortunate events where I go a bit wide there and cop a penalty. So I'm having a great time at this point in the race as I try and keep up with the green Lambo or belligerator. I then also decide I need some more drama, so I brake way too late, go way too deep into corner 1, and immediately have to give up that position of P10. I served my penalty later on lap 4. Now fast forward to lap 5. The green Lambo, belligerator, or whatever his name is, goes wide, which allows me to catch back up. and coming down the hill. I was struggling on this corner a bit, but he makes another mistake, which now puts me into P9. Jumping ahead on the lap, we can see the Beard has somehow ended up back with me. I wonder how. As well as Raz. Now coming into P1, I brake rather late. Again, I get up on the inside of the Beard, and he turns into me a little bit, and that was not intentional, but I think this causes a bit of target fixation where he feels that was intentional. Speeding forward to lap 6, I've got the Beard very close behind. I'm now in P5. Now we're back where we infamously met. He gives me a little tap and another one again, which sends me wide, and I believe sends BHR into the back of him. Looking at the radar there. I go a bit wide there, and do I get a penalty? Yes, there we go. BHR beeps as he goes past me. The Beard gives me another ram and nudge as we finish out lap 6. Now coming up to turn 1, the Beard decides he wants to take a crack. While I decide to go to take a crack, he cuts the corner, but we both ghost, avoiding a bit of an incident there. As soon as we're out of ghost though, he gives me another nudge, and we continue on. Now at this point I knew I was coming up on pitting soon. I also knew I was hopefully going to take that position of P2. Fast forward to the bottom of the hill, I mess up that corner and the Beard's on me very quickly. He's right there, 0.1 of a second behind me. But through this section I knew I was faster than him, so I was trying to push to get ahead to create a gap so that my 0.5 second penalty didn't mean as much. And as you can see, he's dropped off in that last section. I've managed to create nearly a second gap. Now I'm able to take second position, but my 0.5 very quickly diminishes, and the Beard is back very quickly and promptly gives me a little nudge to let me know he's there again. As we come into the section now, this was where I was slow and the Beard was much faster. He was definitely a bit better in this section than I was, while I had the strength in the midsection. There I make a mistake and go a bit wide, and he is sure to give me a ram on the way through, which pushes me wide here, and I'm all over the place. However, I knew I wanted to pit, so I wasn't too fussed. I let BHR go past. Now, what happens here makes it even more exciting, as both the Beard and I go into the pits at the same time. Changing over to hards, quick refuel, and he comes out just ahead of me. And I'm back in 9th place, and I immediately stuff up and go wide. Getting used to cold and hard tyres. The Beard has been run wide by our friend Hilterman. Jumping forward, lap 8 in the middle section. The Beard cops a half-second penalty for cutting the corner there. And I'm just trying to chip away, just trying to keep my spot, not lose it, not drop back anymore, let everyone pit. And here I catch back up to him. So jumping forward, we're about to finish lap 8. Onto lap 9. I get a bit of a ram there by Hilterman and am driven wide. Now I'm not sure if that guy was being a little bit dirty and that was intentional, but I never got that feeling from him during the race. I felt like he did make a few mistakes. And here we see the beard going wide, which then brings him back into the fold with myself and the Subaru. As we come into the twisty section, the beard's going to have to serve his penalty just up here. I'm able to keep up with him. Subaru going very wide there. I get another ram from the beard, which sends me off the track. He does get the run on me, but he has to serve his penalty, so I'm able to get past. By this time I'm trying to keep out of his way. I know now's not the time to fight it. He had the better run, and he was being very ram friendly. As we go on to the final lap, going into the first corner, I probably look like I fully did that on purpose. I didn't. That was just to stuff up by me. Being pretty keen. I knew I was faster than him. I wanted to keep up with him and wanted to get past him, and overshot a little bit there. So here I'm trying to be overcautious. He makes a mistake, and I'm gifted another position by the Viper that is off the road. So now I'm being a bit more cautious to not stuff up like I did on the first corner. So we go through the twisty section for the last time, and I once again pull a gap on the beard through that section, and I'm able to get away. Coming into the last section on the final lap, the beard's still pretty close. He is within striking distance, and he is faster through this section, so I'm trying my best not to screw up again. Cut the corner. It catches me a bit there, but he goes a bit wide and ultimately makes a mistake just there. As we get our fuel warning coming around the last corner, we're able to close this one out in P7 after being pushed back to P11. If you did enjoy this video, do subscribe for more, hit that like button. I do live stream every now and again, usually on Sundays or some weekdays, and do usually throw up some shorts of some interesting events that happen within the live streams. Thanks all.